Hi everyone, it's April Garwood from Banana Moon Studio. In this video I will be teaching you how to crochet my blue jellyfish bookmark. To make this bookmark you're going to need a size I or 5.5mm crochet hook, and you're going to need DK weight yarn, or that's weight category 3. I'm using this King Cole Forest recycled Aran for mine. So you're going to start by placing a slip knot on your hook, and then the first thing we're going to do is chain 2. Once you have your chain 2, you're going to put 3 single crochet stitches in the second chain from your hooks. The loop on your hook is not a chain. The first chain is right here by my left thumb, and then this is the second chain from my hook. So I'm going to turn it over and go through this back loop, and I'm going to place 3 single crochet stitches right there. Then I need to turn my work. So turning this way, for row 2 I'll start with a chain 1 and then 2 single crochet stitches in each stitch. So there's the first and the second. I'll place 2 in each of these remaining 2 stitches. And then I will turn my work. Now I'm going to chain 1, and I am going to do a single crochet in the next stitch and then 2 single crochet stitches in the one after that, and then I'm going to repeat that sequence 2 more times. So 1 single crochet stitch here, 2 stitches in the next one, and I'll repeat that sequence 2 more times to get me to the end of the row. I finish that, I'll turn my work, I will chain 1, and now I'm going to single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, so that's here and here, and then I will put 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and I'll repeat that sequence across the row. So 1 stitch here, 1 here, 2 stitches in the next one, and repeat that sequence 2 more times. I have finished row 4, so I will turn my work, chain 1, and then I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then I'll place 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch here and repeat that sequence across. That finishes row 5, so I will turn my work, chain 1, and I will single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1 here, 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 and here, and then I'll be placing 2 stitches in this one, and I'll repeat that sequence across the row. That finishes row 6. I will turn my work. For round 7, I'm going to chain 1, and then I will single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1 here, 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 and here, and then 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, and I'll repeat that across the row. At this point in row 7, we're now going to do something a little bit different. We're going to chain 1 and rotate the piece so that I can work across this edge, my row ends. Okay, so across this flat edge, I need 12 single crochet stitches. And the important thing to know about this, there's not necessarily a right or wrong place where to stick your hook as you're working across row ends, but you always want to put your hook under at least 2 strands of yarn. That just helps make sure that you don't pull open a big gap. So we're just going to kind of fiddle with this and see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I was gonna put the 6th one right here, which is the bottom of that first chain I stitched into. I think I actually want to put it in this hole because I'm afraid if I put it in the other spot, it's gonna kind of make a big weird gap. So that is my 6th stitch. I think I want to put one more in the same place, so that makes 7. And now I have 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's pretty good. And then after I do those 12 single crochets across the flat edge, I'll chain 1 and then slip stitch back in my first stitch to join. This is the first one right here. If you struggle to identify the tops of your stitches at the beginning of round 7, you might want to put a stitch marker in that one, so it'll be easy to find when you come back to it. But there is my slip stitch to join the round. So that, now I'm going to turn, and that's the end of round 7. So now I'm going to be stitching across this bottom edge again and making a little bit of a scalloped edge. To begin row 8, I'm going to chain 1, and I want to skip the first chain. So when I turn this over to look at it, what I'm seeing here, this is my joining slip stitch. This is my chain. I'm not working into either of those. So I'll be going to this stitch. I'm going to be working under the back loops only. This is the front loop. This one is the back loop. So I'll be going under that back loop, and I'm going to single crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same place, chain 1. I'm going to skip the next stitch and go under the back loop of the next, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip this stitch, go under the back loop of this one, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet. I'm going to keep following that same pattern until I have 6 of these little scallops. All right, I have almost finished my 6 scallops. After we do that last double crochet and chain 1, we will skip the next stitch, which is here, and we will skip the chain, which is here. So my next stitch is here, so I want to slip stitch there. And that finishes row 8. I'm going to turn my work. So this is, now I have this little scalloped edge. Now to make the tentacles, I'm going to chain 1, and working behind the scalloped edge that I just made in these free loops, that's where I'm going to be working now. I'm going to skip the first chain and then slip stitch in the next 4 stitches. So the chain is this first, it looks like a stitch, but it's this first one you see right here. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to slip stitch in my next 4 stitches, but I'm only working under that one free loop. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'm going to chain 25. I've chained 25. Now I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from hook and each chain back to the jellyfish body. I'm going to turn this over and work in the back loops. So single crochet in every chain back up to the jellyfish body. So I have finished that tentacle. I need to turn my piece back this way. It kind of wants to twist around while we're working on it. And I'm going to slip stitch in that free loop of the next stitch here. And now my next tentacle, I want to chain 19. You can actually make these tentacles any length you want. These are just the lengths that I chose for them. You can make yours longer or shorter, or you can make them all the same length, whatever you prefer. So I have now finished stitching back up to the jellyfish body for the second tentacle. I'm going to slip stitch in the free loops of the next 3 stitches. Put a little space between the second and third tentacles. There are my 3 slip stitches. And now I will chain 21 and then single crochet back to the jellyfish body. At the end of the third tentacle, I will slip stitch in the loop of the next stitch, and then I'm going to chain 23 and then stitch back up to the jellyfish body for my 4th and final tentacle. And when I have finished stitching back to the jellyfish body after the 4th tentacle, I will slip stitch in the next 3 stitches. Just under 1 loop of each. And then I get to fasten off. I always like to leave my ends about 6 inches long, that way I have plenty to weave in. All right, so let's see what we have here. This is our little jellyfish. If you want to use yours as a corner bookmark like I did, then you'll want to get a piece of felt. I used white, and cut a right triangle out of it, about the same width as your jellyfish, and then you'll put the point of the right triangle here, and its longest side will come across here, and you'll either want to sew it or use fabric glue to attach it to the back of your jellyfish so that it can be a corner bookmark. So, and of course, you'll want to use a tapestry needle to weave in your ends, but that will be how your jellyfish looks. Thanks for joining me for this tutorial. You can find the written pattern on my website for free so that you can follow along with the tutorial and the written pattern. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a lovely day.